Hi, it's Hillary. Welcome to my channel where I discuss books, games, and lifestyle. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel to see more of my shenanigans. For today's Books and Builds video, I am building a bar in Newcrest and discussing Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. Yellowface follows June Hayward, an author whose debut novel flopped. She blames everybody but herself for the book's failure, including her publisher, her literary agent, and most of all, Athena Liu. Athena Liu is publishing's cross-genre darling, and the two met at Yale as undergraduates. Both dreamt of becoming published authors one day, and both debuted in the same year. So why wasn't June an instant success when Athena became one herself? When Athena becomes a literary star with a six-figure book deal and pending Netflix adaptations, June can't help feeling jealous. After the two meet up and celebrate yet another win for Athena, June witnesses a tragic accident that kills her sworn frenemy. So June does what she supposes anyone else would have done. She steals Athena's recently completed manuscript about Chinese laborers in World War I. Athena's writing process involved staying 100% quiet about her next project, even to her publishing team. It's the perfect heist because Athena also notoriously wrote her novels on a vintage typewriter instead of a computer and took notes by hand, leaving the novel without any digital connection or footprint to its true author. June reads and furiously edits Athena's manuscript and sends it off to her editor, passing off the work as her own. And as June sees it, nobody's better suited for tweaking Athena's manuscript than June. And in fact, she believes that the world needs her version of the manuscript. Throughout the writing and editing process, June's publisher eventually decides to rebrand June Hayward as Juniper Song, which is technically her first and middle name. Then a photographer takes an ethnically ambiguous author photo of her, and the con is on. June believes that anybody can tell any story, and she believes that she has the sales to prove it. But eventually, someone claims that June's best-selling novel is the work of the late Athena Liu, and June is determined to protect her hard work. Yellowface is another triumph from R.F. Kuang, proving that she, like Athena, can write across genres and make a serious impact. I knew that June would be insufferable, but that woman goes so far to be the worst type of author. If you've been on book Twitter or book talk or sometimes Bookstagram, you probably know what I'm talking about. It was equally compelling and horrifying to watch June dig herself into deeper and deeper holes. June's ever-present insistence that she's the best person to write a fictional book about Chinese history is laughable. But that's what casual racism does to people. It clouds their judgment and makes them think they're always right. Yellowface explores racism, xenophobia, and discrimination in the publishing industry. It also asks who should be telling certain stories. June is so unaware of her biases that she can't help but make the problem she gets herself into worse. And you've probably guessed it. She effortlessly plays the role of a white woman who is somehow always the victim. The book is extremely meta in the way that June thinks about her public perception. She thinks that she's above criticism, and I truly enjoyed watching her sweat with every wrong step that she took. I actually read Yellowface twice. The first time I read it was when I was lucky enough to get an e-arc from NetGalley and William Morrow Publishing in exchange for an honest review. So if you want to read a condensed version of my review, it's on Goodreads. I will try to remember to link to it. And then the second time I read the book, it was the audiobook version during a road trip. My husband and I listened to it together, and halfway through he asked me, "What else can happen? It seems like the book should be wrapping up soon." He was shocked to find out that we were only halfway through. And if you've read the book, you know exactly how much more can happen. And we were both along for the completely unhinged ride. The driving was safe though. I assure you of that. I can see why Yellowface might not appeal to everybody, but I would love to see more stuff like this from R.F. Kuang. I feel a little burnt out from fantasy right now, so this book came along at exactly the right time for me. I loved the psychological thriller elements that bled into the story, and I would love to see where R.F. Kuang could take a full-on mystery or thriller, because that's personally just what I'm in the mood to read most of the time now. Should I talk about the build now? This bar is inspired by my interpretation of the bar Athena and June celebrate at on the fateful night of Athena's death. This is in Newcrest in my Legacy Challenge save because this version of Newcrest does not have a bar, and I love the idea of building up Newcrest and using books and builds as a way to bridge my content into my Legacy Challenge series. Yeah, so watch my Legacy Challenge, even though I only have a couple episodes up now. And speaking of my Legacy Challenge, I honestly do hope that I can start making more episodes of that soon, like on a more regular basis. And here I'm working on the exterior. I loved these candles for some reason, and I became determined to, I guess, just change the lot as much as possible. I also realized later on that the mirror I had in the bathroom was way too big, so I just used 2 separate mirrors that were only 1 tile wide. I'm also fairly certain that the way I built this made it so the lighting was kind of weird in the building, so I'm not sure how to fix that, or if it even needs to be fixed. But I don't know, maybe it's the windows, maybe it's the second floor. I have no idea. Maybe that's just the nature of rooftop bars in The Sims. But I included a bar on the inside and on the outside because I thought, what if it rains? And then I added a bunch of pride flags to the wall because this bar serves everybody. And I realized how little wall real estate I had, so I had trouble narrowing down which flags I wanted to put up. So yeah, I spent a lot of time choosing between different flags. And for some reason, I decided I needed to put greenery on the walls. Don't ask. I can't answer why this happened. I also knew that I needed to have a DJ booth and perhaps a dance floor, but I didn't have a ton of room for that on the first floor, so I moved it to the roof and then attempted to cover it. I actually don't know if the piece I'm about to put over the DJ booth, I don't know if that actually protects it during storms, so I guess I will have to try that out and hope for the best. I put another dance floor downstairs because I had to. Not out of any legitimate obligation, but I just emotionally felt like I needed to. By this point, I was pretty tired of building, so I just threw some trees onto the lot and just started showing off the build. So this is the first floor, 4 tables and 4 bar stools at the bar. And then here's the top. And I think at this point I wanted to change something. Oh no, that's just me attempting to take screenshots. Okay. Oh, and then I added some columns, and at first I thought, yeah, the white columns look great. And you'll see at the very end that I changed them to black columns because I felt like they looked kind of silly next to all of the black trim. We are at the end of this build, so thank you so much for watching. Please let me know how you enjoyed this, and let me know if you liked Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. Have a great day. Bye.